Well, good evening and a happy holiday season to you. It's the FOX6 Sports Blitz coming at you after a Saturday night football game that came right at so many Packers fans. Packers ahead, then the Packers lose. The Bears are now in charge in the NFC North Division. A whole lot to still be determined before this NFL regular season is done, and a whole lot to talk about tonight on the FOX6 Sports Blitz with Lily Zhao and Brandon Cruz. I'm Tim Van Born. Here is our starting lineup. The Packers suffer a meltdown on the midway. And with the Ravens up next, are their Super Bowl dreams for this season still alive or nevermore? The whole Giannis Antetokounmpo situation makes us say what? There are NBA highlights with a local tie to savor, though. That's what filling the cup will do. And our latest high school hotshot takes aim at school and in the field.
I just misjudged it. That's just that, bro. I misjudged it. I just didn't do the job right. And like I said, man, I'll take 100% of this game.
All right, Romeo Doubs, thank you for meeting with the media after last night's game and talking about the situation where he did not hang on to the onside kick. And Lily Zhao, you were there. You were with the media there in the locker room around Romeo Doubs, and his comments are kind of all-encompassing for the whole game. I misjudged it. I just didn't.
Yeah, it was just the Packers beating the Packers. It kind of was the script at the end of the game. It was the Packers had this game in hand, but they shot themselves in the foot and fumbled the football and couldn't recover an onside kick. And all of a sudden, the Bears came back and won the game in overtime. But yeah, this is one of the snafus where the Packers would love to have this back. Romeo Doubs especially, because if he recovers the onside kick, the Packers probably 99% chance will win this game. But he does it, and the Bears drive down, score a touchdown, force overtime. We know what happens from there. So again, this is a play that Romeo Doubs says they practice. This is, the position he is in on the field when they do practice onside kicks, but unfortunately just misjudged the football in a very critical situation.
Yeah, the Packers just didn't have things go there. Almost impossible to lose this football game.
Yeah.
Really. There's no other way to slice it, but they did, Brandon. And their coverage, which had been almost airtight much of the night, was not when it mattered most.
It was incredible. They had really shut down Caleb Williams and the receivers. They weren't doing a whole lot in their passing game. And then all of a sudden you see what happens late in this game, a blown coverage in the end zone to Jahdae Walker. He's wide open. I mean, look, there's not a defensive player really even around him for the touchdown there. And that was difficult to watch if you were a Packers fan, and the Bears fans go crazy after that. And then you just have to tip your cap to what Caleb Williams did to DJ Moore with this perfect pass to win the game in overtime. But that one, to me, unforgivable for the defense. Completely lose this guy. But this pass, you have to say, was perfectly thrown, and a great job by DJ Moore to just hold on to it despite Keyshawn Nixon being right there.
Nixon's in good coverage there.
Yes.
Obviously, yeah, the play before, complete bust by the corners, Lily. We can talk about that play. We can talk about this play. How about Malik Willis comes in for Jordan Love, who goes out. Willis has a very strong game, but then he's answering questions about a mistake after the game as well, because that was a critical mishandled snap between he and Sean Ryan.
Yeah, that basically ended any chance the Green Bay Packers had to win this game in overtime, and it was this snap right here. Malik Willis taking responsibility after the game. He said he tried to hurry up the snap but didn't tell his center, Sean Ryan. He regrets not informing Sean Ryan, before the snap that he was going to do that just to get the play off in time. And this is what happens. It's just the little things the Packers could not execute in those big moments in critical situations that just came back to bite them time and time again. It's very reminiscent of that Browns game where they just gave it away. And in a critical moment like this, again, botched snap, and the Bears recover, and the rest is history.
Interesting you bring up the Browns game, because that's why the Packers are in this position in the first place. The Browns game, the Panthers game, the Cowboys game. We talked about it at the time. Sure, that's earlier in the regular season, but that's why you're backed up against the wall now in trying to do something other than get into the playoffs as a 7th seed, even though you've had all these injuries. We talked to Warren Brinson during the week. He'd been coming along with his rookie year. Lo and behold, he's involved in a critical play himself on Saturday night.
Yeah, he is. And he talked about, they were good for 58 minutes, but the last 2 2, they were abysmal. And unfortunately, Warren Brinson also part of this. 3rd and 20, it looks like he brings down Caleb Williams, but there's a critical face mask penalty, gives the Bears a first down. This is a drive that leads to a field goal. Had you potentially not gotten a face mask call, then, Bears punt, we're talking about a different game. But again, a little bit too handsy there and, a little bit too high of a reach there to get the face mask. And that was just a brutal penalty that you cannot have, especially when you're, 3rd and 20 and getting off the field.
Warren Brinson turning in dejection there, just like every Packer fan turning in dejection. Oh, my gosh. But that's what happens. People remember the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary to Richard Rodgers because the Lions had a penalty before that to set up a play. That's NFL football. But another thing that is involved in NFL football is you do have to do the basics. And the Packers offensively, this should not be erased from the story of Saturday night's game, did not do much, if anything, in the red zone, and that came back to bite them.
Yeah, and you're 0 for 5 in the red zone is just brutal. You get one touchdown, and we're talking about a different game. This game should be known as the what-if game. What if Josh Jacobs doesn't fumble in the red zone? What if Josh Jacobs comes through and scores a touchdown?
What if you call a decent play on fourth down? Come on.
Yeah.
Throw it to the pylon. What's that?
Yeah, the choices of the red zone play calls and the lack of being able to execute is just so painful for the Packers. And this is a continuing problem. It happened in Denver as well. And so when you are a team trying to win and trying to show that you're the best in your division, you don't make mistakes and settle for field goals or turn the ball over when you're in the red zone just about to score. Unfortunately for the Packers, that is what the trend has been, and they are now trying to figure out how not to do that with 2 games remaining. But to me, when you see these mistakes, this should have been ironed out in the summer. This is something that shouldn't be an issue in December, especially for this team, which has proven over the years that December is the month where they come alive. They didn't here.
I'll tell you what the answer is. Clayton Tune. That'll be the answer. If you're saying who in the world is Clayton Tune, he's the practice squad quarterback who's going to get a lot of practice reps at the very least this week. Who knows what his situation could be for Sunday's game. He's not on the active roster, but he's the number 3 quarterback for Green Bay. Jordan Love still in concussion protocol. Malik Willis injures his shoulder. Here's the Love hit, which I think we've all seen this thing, and as Brandon put it accurately on our mini blitz at 9:30, you just have to hope for Jordan Love's personal health and then see what the football ramifications are after that. He goes out. Malik Willis comes in. A lot of people have been saying, put in a package for Malik Willis. Well, Malik Willis had his own special game. There weren't packages put in for him. He executed. He had the Packers in a position to win a football game.
Yeah, he really affected the game in the Bears defense with his legs. And it was just interesting because, you have 3rd and 4th and short, and Willis picks up a first down with his legs. He's very dangerous there, but just the way he was able to come in calm, cool, collected, executed the offense at a very high level. A beautiful throw there to Romeo Doubs to get the Packers their first touchdown of the game. I mean, you can talk about the blunder at the end there, but he also takes a big hit and injures his shoulder. And so you're talking about the health of your 2 quarterbacks, which it's up in the air. Again, they play on a Saturday against the Ravens, not a Sunday, so it's an extra day you're losing to get your quarterbacks back to 100% health. But if Malik Willis isn't able to go, Jordan Love, is it Clayton Tune, is it Josh Jacobs, or Jaden Reed? Those guys are the emergency quarterbacks, guys.
They will not be quarterbacking on
who's
Saturday
being
night.
signed this week if there's a problem?
Yeah. And the Ravens have quarterback issues as well. Lamar Jackson got hurt again in tonight's game, so that might be Tyler Huntley for them. It might be quite an interesting situation on Saturday night. Let's look at the NFC playoff picture, because really that's what matters here. The Ravens are still alive in the AFC. That'll be talked about going into Saturday's game. But what about the Packers? They're still sitting down there at 7, even with 2 straight losses. They are a playoff team, Brandon. Are they a playoff team with any teeth?
Yeah, I mean, they are if Jordan Love is healthy. Okay. I think if Jordan Love is on the field, this is a team that can beat anyone, and they've shown that. They also can lose to anybody, as we mentioned, the Browns and Panthers. But right now, they, I think, are pretty firmly locked in to make the playoffs. They just have to get another win or another Detroit loss. Detroit still has to play Chicago, who will be fighting maybe for home field advantage in the number 1 seed, depending on where the Seahawks are. So that last week could matter. So to me, the Packers, all they have to do is get a win or a Detroit loss, and they're in. But they would have to go back down to Chicago at this point, or maybe it would be out to Seattle or LA, depending on how the West goes, or even San Francisco. So right now they just know that it's not going through Lambeau Field this year, and that's where things get a little concerning because you don't get that advantage of the cold and that comfort that you're used to at Lambeau Field in January.
Round 3 against the Bears. Can you imagine the hype on that thing leading in? Lily, is there a tight end out there as well? Because the Packers need some.
Hey, Mercedes Lewis, are you available? The Packers.
He's in Denver, right?
Yeah, I know.
Practice squad at least, yeah.
Matt LaFleur says, we've talked about it with Brian Gutekunst. John Fitzpatrick went down, tore his ACL, so he's going to be done for the year. Saw him, leaving the locker room in crutches last night. And it's just unfortunate because, you're already down Tucker Kraft, a very pivotal portion of your offense. You lose John Fitzpatrick, Josh Wiley dealing with a concussion. He was inactive yesterday as well, and then now you only have Luke Musgrave, so you can put some bubble wrap around Luke Musgrave. That's priority number 1. But no, number 2, who do they call up from practice squad, and can those guys even contribute?
They have 2 tight ends on the practice squad, so if they come up or one of those guys comes up, and Clayton Tuna's quarterback, you think of the chemistry that we could see with those guys getting set for Saturday's game. A lot going on with the Packers. The NFL this year has all these games coming right down to the wire and the end of the schedule that matter. Pretty interesting stuff, no question about it. That is all we can really say about that game, but not all we can say about the world of sports right now in Wisconsin. So much going on the FOX6 Sports Blitz. Giannis back in the spotlight around the corner.
What is it when you're the lead of the parade? What do they call you?
Isthmus.
Antsiness or whatever the word is.
I never knew that. You learn something new every day.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the hottest chick in the game right now, man. I'm joking.
Giannis Antetokounmpo back in front of a microphone. It feels like it's been forever since we've seen that. But the swirling of the rumors and reports that he's going here, going there, he's hearing it, he's reading it. Anything change in your mind now that you've seen him kind of joke about it and at least address it?
I like that we see him joke about it, the laughter. Has there been any laughter in this situation in the longest time? It has just leaned so heavily on so many people that I thought that alone was refreshing. Giannis was at the game tonight in Minneapolis, even though he's still out of action. I don't know that anything has changed. It still seems like an awful lot of smoke, Brandon. But, it's smoke. It's not fire.
He's a little more serious in his answer about it. Here's what he had to say about these rumors.
If my agent is talking to the Bucks about it, he's his own person. He can have any conversation he wants about it. That doesn't. At the end of the day, I don't work for my agent. My agent works for me. And there's going to be conversation that's going to be made between him and the Bucks and him and his other players and him and other teams and other GMs, executives around the league. Something that we can't control. But at the end of the day, I personally have not had the conversation with the Bucks.
Okay, so he's removed himself from the conversation, yet his representatives are having these conversations. Does that change your opinion on what's going to happen with him?
I don't think so. I think it's, he's saying my agents can do what they want. They can have conversations with teams. Of course, teams are going to inquire about a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he said at the end of the day, I can control what I can control, and that is getting healthy, that's being here for my teammates, and making sure that they're on the right path. And listen, it has been a struggle without Giannis on the court. We all know that, but you add in the pressure of trades and where his future is going to lie. There's a lot swirling in Milwaukee, but, in terms of the agent portion of it, Giannis is saying, they do work for me, but at the end of the day, he's going to be the one making the call.
And that's why you have an agent to have those conversations. College basketball played on the Bucks court. It's the Badgers, another Big East team, not Marquette, Villanova. What's wrong with the Badgers lately?
They're sure in a rut, aren't they?
Yeah.
And even one of their players, even very emotional after the game, talking about the lack of effort at the start of the game, and that's what crushed them in this game. The Badgers came back in the second half, played much better, but then ran out of gas in overtime against Villanova. So Villanova of the Big East gets a win in Milwaukee, not against Marquette. Weird.
Yeah. And Marquette's struggling, Lily. They are not playing well at all. In fact, they're getting blown out every time they take the court lately. What has happened to this team that there was such a excitement for, and now that seems to have dissipated.
Yeah, they're dead last in the Big East. It's not a good season thus far. I mean, it's just comes down to their shooting. They can't shoot. They struggled in terms of, just getting a layup to go in. But, you look at you rely on your players like Chase Rosh. He's struggled the last couple of games as well. And when, he's struggling, everybody else around him is struggling, it's just not boding well. But, their brand of basketball under Shaka Smart has been defense, and that has struggled as well. Creighton went on a 23-2 run in the first half to really put this game away at least, but it just has not been smooth sailing for Marquette on both ends of the court.
Lily mentioned Chase Ross. He has disappeared. Remember, he came out and was scoring 20-plus points a game. Now he's not even getting into double digits.
There's not much to pin up there on the wall for Marquette right now. Ross was going to be this year's guy. It's been the last couple of years. Okay, he's going to be this year's guy. Maybe back to the old Al McGuire senior system. Not so far.
Yeah, it has been rough. But if you are a Marquette fan, there is something to smile about. It's because of the Knicks. They're the new NBA Cup champions, right? Well, they take the title from the Bucks, and it's a former Marquette star, Tyler Kolek, who stepped up big in the championship game. He had a then career-high 14 points and a then career-high 5 rebounds, and the Knicks went over San Antonio. He changed that the next game out by topping those numbers. So congratulations to him on starting to have a breakout season for him in the pros, and the Knicks is who are now the new NBA Cup champs. And the Badgers volleyball team, they had quite a run in the NCAA tournament. They reached the Final Four in Kansas City as the 3 seed in their bracket, but they ended up losing a heartbreaker to Kentucky in the national semifinal. 5 sets, they lose the final set 15-13, ending a fabulous season for them.
And now they're all transferring.
And now everybody's moving on. NIL speaks a whole lot. When we come back, we'll introduce you to our high school hotshots. Stay with us.
Well, she's involved in so many school activities, from plays to physics, but a class that most schools don't offer has allowed her to train with her best friend by her side. Here's this week's Fox 6 High School Hotshot.
Hi, I'm Annabelle Bagley. I'm a senior at Random Lake, and this is my friend Tater. His full name technically is Hurricanes Kartoffel Salad. He's quite the athlete. I first got into NAVHDA, I think when I was 11 or 12. NAVHDA stands for North American Versatile Hunting Dog Association. My dog and I have a very strong bond. We didn't start getting into hunting until we got hunting dogs. Good boy. I took American Wilderness Science class when I was a sophomore. We end up talking about national parks, forest fires. We end up building fishing rods, wildlife management, invasive species, a lot about hunting, and a lot of wildlife diseases. You really get to learn about conservation. You get to learn a lot about hunting, and knowing how to do it safely is a big thing.
So what are the 4 basic rules of firearm safety using
I knew because I enjoy being outdoors. Like, I enjoy hiking. I enjoy hunting. Like, I was nearly positive that I'd enjoy that class. I think that it's a great opportunity for everybody in the school that we do offer a program that allows hunter safety and learning how to use a firearm properly.
Can you safely return the firearm to the table?
I'm in the musical, I'm in mock trial, I'm in Hatchet Club, I'm in FBLA, I tutor, I'm in forensics, I'm doing the winter play, I'm doing the senior play, I'm in track, and I'm in chamber singers and show choir.
The safe zone of fire.
I'm planning on going into industrial engineering. I enjoy business and I enjoy engineering and I love physics. And I think industrial engineering is really just that good median.
You passed.
Perfect.
I'm Annabelle Bagley. I'm a senior at Random Lake High School and I assist in a hunter safety class. I'm this week's Fox 6 High School Hotshot.
What an amazing duo. Meanwhile, the American Wilderness Science instructor is DNR Hunter Safety Certified, allowing her to give hands-on training. The class recently went on a pheasant hunt with Annabelle and Tater, of course, helping out. Meanwhile, on the gridiron, Muskego football coach Ken Krause has announced his retirement. He's been coaching the Warriors for the past 19 years, but feels now is the time to step down so he can watch his sons play college football. Earlier this year, Krause was inducted in the National High School Athletic Coaches Association Hall of Fame. In his 18 years as head coach, the Warriors won back-to-back state titles in 2018 and 2019. And his team's reached the postseason 14 times. This past season, he led Muskego to the state semifinals. The end of an era, indeed. We'll be right back.
Time to stamp the Packers passport. How about Luke Butkus? Butkus, what a name, right? Dick Butkus is his uncle, was his uncle, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Chicago Bears great, of course. Luke Butkus used to work for the Bears. His youngest son is named Bear. Can you believe that?
Oh.
All right, we talked all about this Packers-Bears game. What do you want to say about it? As seen by TVB, give me your comments, your questions, your opinions. Hit the QR code. We'll have an answer for you tomorrow on Fox Local. Appreciate you joining us tonight on the FOX6 Sports Blitz. Happy holidays from all of us here at FOX6.